All right, let's roll. This is Sports Rage. I am Gabe Morency. Our buddy came over. He wanted, he's a big ham, man. He knows when the lights are on and stuff. The door opened for a second and he came running in. He wanted to be on the show.
Nice, cool.
He's like a horse, though. He knows when the lights are on, right? He likes to be part of the show. Mick Aussie. Let's speaking of rare animals. Yeah. That's Mick Aussie steps up in it. The rarest breed of them all, Mick Aussie. What's up, Mick?
Good.
Where's Lincoln? How's Lincoln doing?
Thanks for the comp. Hey, Lincoln. Yeah, he was just in here because I'm home on my own, so he was just up here a minute ago. So
hey,
maybe he'll come back. Lincoln, come here. Lincoln.
We're calling him over. Hey, Lincoln.
Yeah, we'll do the animal show tonight. Yeah.
Your dog doesn't listen to you very well, Mick. I mean, I can't call him over, but like, come on, man. What's going on?
Here he is. Here he is. Come here.
Get him up here. Let's see. Yeah, say hello to everyone, Lincoln.
Come up here. Come here. Come on.
Let's go, Lincoln. Jump up. There we go. Oh, good boy. There's a good guy. Good boy, Lincoln. Good boy. Look at that. Good boy.
See what kind of nice dogs are. Hey, they don't talk.
Yeah, that's a good guy, Lincoln, huh?
All these trolls in the world, we should have more animals, less humans.
Exactly.
That's the way I think.
Good point.
Animals are the best. Thank you.
The funny thing is, he's licking you, and he looks so sweet and stuff. I've seen those videos, and I've heard him bark in the background. He's like, like he's not sorry.
Yeah, he's just waiting for a little mouse or, that dog, he looks like he can hold his own, too. He looks pretty tough, but friendly.
All right,
he's a beauty.
So we were talking about the Australian Open earlier, but let's get back to it. Great stuff. Have you been to the Australian Open before? Have you ever been?
No, I haven't. I would like to. It's very hot, though, sitting there. It's a bit too hot for me.
Even Aussies are like, it's hot.
Yeah, that's true. Good point.
I've been to the tournament in South Australia that was the lead up to the Aussie Open many years ago, and I've actually played on that court as well. So, yeah, obviously it's good, but Joker getting beaten, I loved it. Luckily, they even let him back into Australia because he could have been banned for 5 years the way he carried on during COVID. We know that, but good on Sinner, and I'm glad we'll have a new champ because, I don't know, Joker rubs me up the wrong way, mate. He really does lately.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm glad you're right. Actually, put it this way. If it was you or me or Cam that did what he did, we'd never be allowed in that country ever again. Well, maybe you would. You're from there, but I think you're barred from Australia. That's why you're here.
No, the crazy thing though was because Nadal and Federer aren't there, right? That was the first time pro Djokovic crowd. I'm like, what's the deal? Like, I thought there'd be more Sinner people out there, but they just wanted the Joker to win. I was just like, usually he's the villain, but I guess the hero role didn't really work for him. You know?
No, it wasn't that, Cam, so much.
What was it?
You know what? They wanted more tennis.
Yeah.
Point blank. Like when you go to these big events, people just cheer for, like, it's not like it's 50-50. It's not like a sports team. You know what I mean? So it's not like 50% of the people are there like, oh, I'm a Joker. And 50, oh, I'm for Sinner. Yeah. No, they're tennis fans. They bought tickets. They didn't even know who was going to be playing. They paid big money for it. So you'll notice whoever's down 2 sets, they'll cheer for the underdog because they paid $800 to go and they don't want to leave. I'm just being real. So people always say, let's go, cheer later. I want to. You want to see a 5-set? You want to see a 5-set like classic? You know what I'm saying?
You're right. I'm just saying, Djokovic's his entourage and team they're massive. Like, you saw the Serbian flags and stuff like that. They're like,
no, especially overseas there in Australia. You're right. Good call. You're right. It was more so. But like Mick, like a lot of people don't like him. You know, he presented a fake COVID vax card, years ago and stuff at the border, right at the airport. So, like I said, anyone else would be barred for life. But whatever, if you're rich. So, who do you think is going to win, Mick? Sabalenka or Zhang, and Sinner and Medvedev?
Well, I was hoping Coco Gauff was in it. I like her. She's a beauty. But I think Sabalenka will probably win. She's red-hot favourite. What is she? -650. Wow. And I think Sinner might win. I mean, he beat Djokovic and Medvedev. Well, Cam, remember a couple of years ago, I'm serving at the Duck Lake. We took Medvedev in the final and he let us down, mate. The Russians a bit soft. But what's all these blue flags, eh? How is that? You can't even say you're from Russia. They just put a blue flag next to your name. That's a bit weak, I reckon. Hope Sinner wins it. but it could be close.
It will be.
All right. Cam, what's your pick?
Sinner at
just
4.
for the record, Zhang is getting 5.5 games. So you're taking Zhang plus 5.5 games?
I am. Here's the thing about the ladies, too. We know Sabalenka's the best, and she's amazing. And Zhang's got to beat her on the first serve. But I'm going to tell you, Gabe, she's a very, very solid player, improved, ranked 12th. I think the games. So remember, say it's 6-4, 6-4, we win. 6-4, 6-3,
well, 5.5 is a lot. Yeah, it is. Like,
yeah.
You really got to get rolled, like, if you think about it. So to
I
lose
think
by 6, so she'd have to lose 6-3, 6-3 type of deal, and you don't win.
Correct.
But you got to believe that Zhang is going to win more than 6 games.
And Sabalenka's problem, as you guys know, sometimes she comes out cold. Then she rallies once she gets her form. If Zhang jumps on her early, I think that spread bet's really good. I'm not sure if she's going to have what it takes to win the match, but I think she could actually take a set. And that's good for the spread bet.
You know what? I think you're onto something. I'm all over Sabalenka. I think she's awesome. But I could see it being, I'm going to call it 7-5, 7-5, 6-3. 7-5, 6-4, which gets you there. I think, first set 7-5, and then in the second set you win like 6-4 or something like that. Like, she's played in so many of these finals now. She's starting to get mentally tougher, right? She's got ice in her veins. Like you said, Mick, too, she's kind of been the villain before in the past, right? Remember, she played the Ukrainian girl, and the Ukrainian girl refused to shake her hand, and Sabalenka was like, well, whatever, right? Like, she was the villain last 2 years ago. She was a big villain, and she sort of like learned to deal with it and say, you know what? Let me channel all this. Plus, like we were talking with Rob Vino, man, she's got some serious shoulders and power, that girl. Like, she's the biggest, like, look at her. She looks like Dwight Howard. Like, her shoulders she smokes the ball, man. Like,
look at like you said it. Look at the body type. That's like
she looks like a little girl next to her. Look at her arms.
I know. Yeah, look at Jack. She's like, yeah, how you doing? I'm gonna say this though. If you put Sabalenka and that Sakari girl, have you seen Sakari? She's ripped like an MMA fighter. Like, she's popping out. I'm like, oh my god. Like, I mean, muscles and 6-pack, and yeah, these girls they're in shape, man.
Yeah, the days of Kornikova are gone. It's like no, we're in a new muscular world here of women's tennis now.
Yeah.
All right. So, Mick, what do you got for us in the NFL? What's the Mick Aussie sheet say?
Oh, mate, this is amazing, my formula. Of course, it doesn't work all the time, but it really
look at
does.
that thing.
When I'm not sure of the game, I do the formula, and it's amazing what it comes out to. Now, there's 2 factors that I'm really worried about. Okay, I'll tell you, the formula comes out to Ravens winning by 3. But like I said last week, the new item, who does the NFL want to win? Now, it didn't rear its ugly head with the Chiefs versus Bills game. You guys just blew that game on your own without the refs blowing it. But all these NFL bosses, they're so close to the Super Bowl and so close to maybe having Taylor Swift there and millions more dollars to them. I am worried that the refs are going to influence this game and the Chiefs might win. So for that reason, I'm sticking with the Ravens, but the 2 factors, Chiefs, because the NFL want them to win, and also better quarterback. I am worried that Lamar Jackson will get injured and may not perform as well as Patrick Mahomes. If I was a Chiefs player, I'd be going into his knees and his legs, and like Pharrell says, and all us Aussies say, you hurt someone within the rules. None of this rubbish, I didn't mean to hurt him. You got to put Lamar Jackson down on his butt, and I think the Chiefs can win. But
the Ravens could say the same thing.
I think the Ravens want to put Mahomes on his ass. Like, they want to put that guy. Like, they got to hit that guy all day and all that. Like, they got to hurt Mahomes. Like, not hurt. Like, just keep hit him until he doesn't want to get up. That's that. And the Ravens can. They're tough.
I think the key is exactly this. He's hard to sack. I talked about it. The Dolphins and the Bills were unable to sack him. But even if you don't sack him, you've got to at least hit him a bit. Get there right after he gets rid of the ball, disrupt him, let him know you're there. But Baltimore lead the National Football League in sacks. They had more sacks than anybody else. And the good thing about the Ravens is it's not prevalent that one guy gets the sacks. Some teams will have, they have 30 sacks on the year, 40 sacks. One guy has all of them, or, half of them, etc. The Ravens get sacks from everybody, right? It's their defensive schemes more so than the players. So they're, they'll get the cornerbacks get sacks, the D lineman gets sacks, the linebackers blitz, right? So they're pretty good at getting. And I brought up the stat earlier, guys. When Patrick Mahomes is sacked 3 or more times, they're 1-3 this year. So he's only been sacked 3 times in a game 4 times. I guess is the best way of putting it. He's only been sacked 3 or more times in games 4 times this year. And they lost 3 of those games. So if you're the Ravens, Mick, put him on his ass. Get to him, right? And I think they can.
Well, I've been listening all week, and they reckon the Ravens are great. They're great defense. They can get after the quarterback. But you know what? If the Chiefs run the ball and then do a lot of small passes, who knows, mate? It's really intriguing game. I think both games could go either way. Fascinating to watch. Fascinating tactics. Great coaching.
Your sheet seems to be wavering. It's like blowing in the wind.
I can go through every item if you want. Coaching advantage? No, I think.
No, I don't know. We don't need every item. What's the final score? Yeah, what's the score?
27-24 Ravens. But I am really worried about the refs and the NFL influence of wanting the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. I'm serious on that. I'm absolutely serious on that.
I think they would prefer it. I'm not going to lie that they wouldn't like the Taylor Swift angle. But it's not like Baltimore and San Francisco or whatever wouldn't be. So I don't think there's a conspiracy in or anything like that. I understand your thought process. All right, Mick, we'll get this San Francisco and Detroit pick on the other side. This is SportsGrid. I am Morenz. We're kicking it. Mick Aussie in the house with us. Love his sheet and his algorithm and the reasoning that goes into his plays here. So you gave us 27-24, which I don't think is a bad score, Mick, actually. I sort of get the same feeling here. I think Baltimore are going to win, but at this point in time, betting against Kansas City is insanity. It really is. I mean, Mahomes is 10-1 against the spread as an underdog. It's insane. So what about Detroit and San Francisco?
Well, I didn't do the sheet because it only works when I'm not sure. I'm sticking with my initial gut feel. I believe the 49ers will win, but I think the Lions will absolutely cover that. I know you don't think so. I heard you today. Lions are a big chance. I need to apologise to Jared Goff. I called him Jared coughed the ball up recently, but he's played very well. But the 49ers were terrible. Let's be honest. They should have lost to Green Bay. Green Bay defenders couldn't even catch an interception. Disgraceful. They were so lucky to win. I'm going to say it straight out. Purdy was terrible. He's like a little kid, wasn't sure whether to wear a glove or not because it's raining. He needs to play well, and I think he will. And if he plays well and he throws it deep, because we all know about the Lions, secondary's no good. We hear that every 5 minutes on the NFL talk. It's all up to Purdy. Purdy plays well, 49ers will win. But if not, I think the Lions are a real chance. And they've got a good road record. I know they're not that good in the rain and so forth, but I think the Lions can keep it close. But 49ers to win. And whoever wins this game, I hope wins the Super Bowl, because I don't like the Chiefs or the Ravens.
Mick Aussie in the house with us. And finally, in closing, Mick, how about them Oilers? 15 games in a row.
Oh, wow. What about the horrible start they had? Sacked the coach 15 in a row. They're going for the record. It's pretty cool, isn't it? And I really hope they get it. Put us on the map. And very good, mate. We need the Stanley Cup to come to Canada. Except for the Leafs. We don't want them to do it.
4K, what's wrong?